Hey there, back again with some more Minecraft today, and yeah, today we are going to be working on the same thing we've been working on for a while, but we're going to try and focus on some of the more annoying bits today. So yeah, you might be able to tell what that is. We're going to be working on the arms, so it'll be a lot of climbing about, but well, while we're doing that, I'm going to try and make this a shorter episode than I usually do. And the reason for that is simply that, well, it actually starts with the first topic I wanted to talk about, or rather the topic of today. And that is what has happened over the last week. Common topic for these videos, of course, but yeah, it's still relevant. And well, what have I been talking about, or what have I been doing rather? Well, it all started Thursday last week because I was at work as usual. I was supposed to start vacation on Friday, but I went to work and another co-worker of mine, well, he didn't really show up to the normal time, so when he showed up late I kind of made a comment about it, to which he responded that yeah, he should probably not have come today because he's pretty sick. At which point I was like, yeah, thanks very much you ass, now I'm gonna use basically my vacation to be sick, and true enough, today is Wednesday and I'm still sick, so yeah, not the best. Rather annoying actually, because I can't remember the last time I had a vacation and weren't sick, so rather frustrating I have to admit, especially because it's not the first time he's done this. But, yeah, quite annoying. It's like, yeah, I shouldn't have come today, because I'm very sick, and, but I had a meeting. Whatever, dude. Very selfish way to act, but whatever. Nothing really we can do about that. So, what else has happened? Well, you know me, I don't really usually take vacations unless I have a purpose for them. And I actually did this time as well, because I had some friends coming to visit from, well, as I talked about last time, one of them is from Australia and the other one is from Belgium. Though right now the friend from Australia is visiting the friend from Belgium. So yeah, that was interesting, I'd say. They were supposed to show up on Friday, and unfortunately the time that they were going to show up was quite late, so it was gonna conflict a little bit with my streaming schedule, but I mean that's survivable. Not something that causes a whole lot of issues, and since I was sick anyway, it probably was a good idea with the shorter stream anyway, so yeah, not the big harm done there. But basically I had a quite sick day that day. I spent almost the entire day lying in bed feeling horrible. I had to take a headache pill. What is it called? I can't remember the name, but they have some kind of medical name. And well, I only take those if I really, really have to, and unfortunately Friday I kinda did. So, well, that's not good, but basically my head was just hurting like crap. So I took one of the pills. Normally you're supposed to have 2 of them. They're each half a gram. But I only had 3 pills, and I kind of wanted them to last, so I decided to basically keep the pills and just take 1. The result of which being that my headache went down a little bit, but it still hurt, and the result of it was pretty much just that now I could feel both my head hurt as well as the rest of my body. So great. Not exactly what was planned, but okay. So yeah, that was a rough day, and eventually I managed to get to a point where I could like sit up and then get up, and I used that to basically go and get myself some food. But I was feeling nauseous, so I was a little afraid of what to get, so therefore I got myself marbled oatmeal. What I do is I make oatmeal, and then I add some butter to it to melt over it, just because that tastes awesome. But I also take brown sugar and put that on top, let it melt a little bit, and then mix it in, so it's sort of like become halfway mixed in. That's really good. Actually something that I learned from this friend visiting from Belgium, so yeah, that was nice. So other than that, well, I got to the airport. And my friends, well, they weren't there because the plane was apparently delayed. So yeah, I had to sit around for over an hour in the airport to wait for them to basically show up. But hey, at least I had my audiobooks to keep me entertained and keep my thought away from the sickness, so that was good. So yeah, I was just sitting there listening to audiobooks and trying to relax, and I think it went pretty well. So yeah, after that hour, I got up, I turned off my audiobook, I got up, and well, actually I kept on listening to my audiobook until they showed up. I like listening to them. It's something that I was taught by my bear, Marcus, and I've been enjoying it quite a lot. It's been very pleasant, except when you faint in the train. So yeah, but they showed up, and what happened then? Well, basically they showed up, I took them home, and then the first thing I did when I got home pretty much was start to set up the stream, because I was a little bit delayed at that point. So I didn't really have time to waste, so I set up the stream and did a shorter than usual stream, but I got the things sorted that I wanted to and actually made some nice progress. So that was quite pleasing. But that was pretty much Friday. They went to bed at some point. Apparently my voice was so soft that it was making my friend from Australia fall asleep. So yeah, they went to bed. I mean, that's nice. It's nice to have a calming voice, I guess. Yeah, this one should go as well. So yeah, that was nice. And then on Saturday, well, I got up and I made breakfast for everyone. Toasted buns with cheese and preserves, and we had also bought a little bit of sausage, or rather I bought a little bit of sausage for them to have. So they had like cheese and sausage and cheese and preserves, and yeah, basically just made breakfast for everyone, and then let's see, where are we going here? I think we should start. I think we should actually break this down and then go up again. So yeah, we got up, got breakfast. Wedge was kind of, well, the two friends here is Jen and Wedge, and Jen, well, or rather Wedge, she was a little impatient with the breakfast, so I kind of kicked her out of the kitchen because the breakfast is not ready to be made, so it's not going to help that you're standing around here. So yeah, I made the breakfast, and then afterwards, well, the topic of the day was that they wanted to go to Tivoli, which is a permanent fair in Copenhagen. It's like a combined like park, like amusement park basically, and regular park. And yeah, it has a lot of rides and booths and all this kind of stuff. So it's a pleasant and quite pretty place. Let's just check over here as well. We have all of the netherrack, so that's a good sign. I think we got all the important bits. So yeah, we went there. And well, I wasn't planning to go on any rides. Basically, the last time that I had gone on any rides is a long time ago, so I wasn't at all intending to do that today or that day either. But as it turns out, they had a special. Basically, if you bought entrance and a unlimited trip or unlimited ride band. Ah, bugger, we have rain now. Let's take care of that. So yeah, if you oh, we have a pyro. That means that we can't sleep though. Hi there, pyro. Well, since we have rain all of a sudden and we can't do anything about it, I'm going to be right back with you, and then we'll continue the story with the Tivoli trip there. So until the rain has gone away, I will see you in just a moment. Bye bye everybody. Bye. And we're back again, and that was actually a little bit more of a break than I wanted, because, well, it started raining. I went to repair the tools while we were away, and yeah, then the server pretty much decided to have a seizure. I think Creeperhost was having problems, and I'm actually not sure if it's sorted, so we'll see if something goes wrong here. But as I was talking about, we went to Tivoli, and I didn't plan to go on any rides. Usually I don't really go on a whole lot of rides when I go to these fairs. At least it's been many years since I've done that. But there was a special on, so I got one of those unlimited trip bands. Basically, you either get tickets or you get unlimited trips. But if you got unlimited trips, you've got a card that will basically make you able to come into Tivoli for free for a year. So a good deal. Not sure if I will be going to Tivoli again this year, but if I get more guests, for instance, it might come in handy. So figured, well, why not? But yeah, let's see. I went on a couple of the rides, nothing like really major, just a couple, and otherwise I pretty much just sat around and like took care of the things while they were basically playing. Like for instance, I sat on a bench while they went to ride the bumper cars, and that's when I started adopting a nickname for them, because I started calling them the kids, if you can hear my quotation marks, because they're totally behaving exactly like small kids. Like you have Wedge, who is an overexcitable dragon, but who is very quick to whine if something doesn't go her way, like the inability to open a jar, for instance. So, yeah, a bit of a whiny child, but sweet nonetheless. And then we have Jen, who is a confused dog. But yeah, I was sitting around and taking care of the things while they were basically enjoying it. I mean, I live here, so I can come here anytime I want, and honestly, I'm feeling sick, so I don't really want to do a whole lot. Also, my back is sore, or rather my body is sore, so like sitting in a roller coaster, for instance, and like jerking around is probably not the best idea for me. So yeah, I basically decided that I would just take it easy, and yeah, the day went on, and eventually it was time for some food. We got some in there, just junk food basically. Definitely wasn't worth the money, but whatever. I was hungry, and it saved having to make dinner when we got home. Originally we had planned the dinner that we ended up making the day after for that day, but didn't make it this time. However, on the next day, well, we got up in the morning and the kids wanted to go out again, so I however decided that I was going to stay at home. And the reason for that is they wanted to go to all kind of museums and stuff, and while that's very nice, if you're sick it's not really that great to walk around a whole lot. And it turns out I was right, because when they came home they were wrecked. So yeah, probably a good idea I didn't do that. But that evening, I had wanted to make them some food, and I wasn't sure what to make at first, because I didn't want to make something with meat if I could avoid it. Also, Wedge doesn't really eat a whole lot of like cow or pig meat, so it would be chicken, and that's not really Danish food, which was kind of the whole idea. But well, I decided to make Danish pancakes, which is very nice. It takes about an hour to make it. I was probably a little slower than usual because of my sickness, but not too bad. And yeah, the kids thought that they could manage this food, but I have yet to meet someone that can finish a portion. I mean, we were 3 people, and while I could have continued eating, I decided that after they had both stopped that I didn't really need any more, so I was going to stop there. But I could probably have finished the rest of the portion myself. Didn't though, so yeah. There was like 8 pancakes left in the end. Danish pancakes, by the way, is more like crepes, but instead they are made with beer. I know beer makes everything better. But they're kind of like crepes, and you like serve them with different stuff. And the stuff that I usually serve it with is, first of all, ice cream. And then I also serve it with whipped cream, sugar, and then various preserves. My mom makes homemade preserves from the berries in their garden, and I get a glass of that every now and then, or a jar. And yeah, I got a couple of different brands there. I got raspberry and blueberry and strawberry, which is usually one that my dad is not very keen to give up because that's his favourite. But yeah, we had that, and the kids kind of went into a food coma from that, while I went back to the room and like just relaxed and did my exercises and stuff. And then on the Sunday, no wait, that was Sunday. The Monday is the day I'm going for. Well, for some odd reason, my body decided that after having slept for 4 hours, it was time to wake up. An hour before the alarm went off. So all of a sudden I'm just awake. It's like, okay, should I try to sleep more? Or what are we doing here? And in the end I decided that no, I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna basically lie in bed and just relax for a bit and then get up and make breakfast. So I ended up like making breakfast at something like 5:30-ish in the morning, while the kids were still asleep. And I kind of like woke up right at the end, so they woke up to hot, freshly toasted buns and stuff. Basically, like I made a tweet about it that could sleep more, we're just gonna mum it out on them. So yeah, I did just that. Then we had like they wanted to go and see more stuff. The other thing on the list was the zoo, but I had other things I needed to do this day because I had my vocal training. So they went to the zoo while I went there, and then basically after I was done there, I came home, stopping on the way to renew my bus card and pick up a couple of items. A couple of things that I needed, like makeup remover and that kind of stuff. And then after that, well, I sat down at home and started drawing, and then they basically came home at some point, and then yeah, the day pretty much just continued. I sat and drew for a while, and then at some point I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop now and take a break because I'm feeling tired. So I did. Went to lie down with my audiobook and listened to that, and ended up falling asleep. So I was like woken up at what was it? I was woken up at like 6:30 in the evening by them basically wanting me to either pull homemade Danish food or a place to eat Danish food. I want to point out I never eat out, so I really don't know those places. But basically wanted me to pull that out of my ass, just like right here now. What? I was feeling pretty sick at that point, so I was not really up for doing a whole lot. And yeah, in the end it ended up being basically them that went and bought some stuff from the local grocery store, and then bringing it home, and then Wedge made some spaghetti sauce, and that's pretty much it. So yeah. Then we get to Tuesday, and here my friends here, the kids, they had to go home. Or rather, they had to continue their travels because they weren't quite going home yet. They were going to go to Norway first before going back to Belgium. So I basically got up feeling quite sick, but still managing to take them to the airport just to make sure that they got there safe. And send them off, and then afterwards I went on the metro and then a train to get back home, and the metro is an automated train, by the way. And basically I sat there and listened to my audiobook and played a little Pokemon Go, and then I got home, and when I got home I made some tea because I was feeling sick, and laid down and listened to my audiobook for a while longer. And then after that, let's do that. Thank you. So yeah, I lay and listened to my audiobook for a while before getting up and making breakfast. And then after that, well, the day went on. I didn't do a whole lot of stuff, a little bit here and there, but mostly feeling sick. But I felt well enough that I felt myself able to basically join for the usual family gathering on Tuesdays, which is Tuesday coffee, which happens at my parents'. A tradition that was started, I think, by my grandparents. But when first my grandmother and then later my grandfather died, I encouraged my parents to basically take up the tradition because it's something that has always bound our family together, and I think it would be really sad if we stopped that tradition. So they picked it up and continued with it, and yeah. Unfortunately, with work I can usually not attend because I work about an hour away from home when things go well. So I'd have to get home an hour first, and I don't get up till 4 in the afternoon, which is already an hour after start time, so it would be 5 before I get home, then I had to have half an hour to an hour to get out there, so it'd be 6, so I'd basically get there after everyone has already left, and I'd only be able to eat with my parents, so instead now I go and just visit my parents on the weekend. Which is also very nice, but I would very much like to be able to join for Tuesday coffee more, but not going to be possible with my current job, unfortunately. But when I then have a day off like this, then I like to join for it and enjoy some time with my family, my parents and my sister and my cousin. Well, one of my cousins. I have a few. Good, we have all of them. So yeah, that went pretty well. I was coughing a lot. I was feeling sick. So my sister basically gave me some patches. She started using these weird patches, which is basically an acupuncture patch, which you put on your skin, and apparently there's needles in it or something. So she asked if I would like to try the cure. I don't really believe in acupuncture, I have to say. I believe that it is basically a sugar pill. If you believe in it, it'll work because of your mental state, but I mean, I'm willing to try it. So yeah, I tried it out, and well, I don't know if it is just a better day today or if it did do something, but I'm not coughing all the time today, so that's very, very nice. But after that, most of the guests go home, my sister included, but I usually stay and have dinner with my parents, which is very nice. So instead of going on the Sunday, which I usually would, I then go on Tuesday instead, get the coffee, get some time with family, and yeah, then we basically just hang out. We have dinner together, we have some dessert, usually watch some things. I watched a documentary about non-binary genders, all the things that fall in between, which technically I do, even though I identify as pure female, but technically I can't get away from the fact that I am trans woman, but I would still prefer to be known as female, so yeah. Not something I really identify with, but it's still something that is interesting to see, because I know that there's a lot of people that are struggling with these kind of issues, so it's always interesting to follow these kind of things. And then after dessert, basically, that evening, I was driven home by my parents, because, as they said, direct quote, I looked like the Death from Lübeck, which is a town. The Death from Lübeck is a painting, which is also known as Death's Dance, or the Dance of Death. So you can kind of imagine what the theme and look of that painting is. Basically a line of people dancing with corpses. Kind of morbid, but I have to admit, I kind of felt very shitty, so I was very happy that they drove me home. And yeah, I got home there and sat down, and it took some time to get ready, but I managed to get back to a point where I could do my exercises, so that was nice. So the rest of the evening went okay afterwards. And then today, Wednesday, well, I should have been back to work, but as I said, I'm still sick, so taking another home day. I wonder if I can get to work tomorrow, if I even make it to work this week. I really don't know. I still feel sick now, so I might be staying home tomorrow as well. It's gonna cost me a lot on my salary, but nothing really I can do about that. I'm not an asshole that comes to work when I'm sick and contaminate everyone else. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, the only thing that has happened this week was actually on the first day we went through, Thursday. And that's just the last thing that I want to talk about today, because on Thursday, well, if you have watched me, you have probably heard about Lady, and Random for that matter, but in this case, Lady Random, who I quite enjoy their content myself, both of them, but in this case, it was Lady that we're talking about, and well, Lady and Random has been kind of out of the house for a while because of renovations, but they're now back, and since they're back, I made an offer because I was watching one of Lady's episodes, and she had an issue with some inventory management in modded Minecraft, and I had just happened to sort that issue out myself in my stream the Friday before that. So basically I offered to help her make an infinite drop box that she could take with her on the road and use. So I figured, hey, why not make an episode out of it for you? And we had a lot of fun with it. I would really recommend that you go and watch it, because it was a lot of fun, and Lady has almost the entire thing on her channel. She decided to cut it down a little bit, but most of it is there. And I actually recorded it myself as well, but I'm not sure whether or not I want to use it. I think if I want to do anything, I might stick a little bit in the end of this episode, but just like maybe like a voiceless quick thing with some funny bit or something, if there's something I find particularly humorous. So yeah, that is something that I would strongly recommend you go and watch. So if you can't find it, look on my Twitter, because I retweeted it here not very long ago, and you can find it there. And otherwise you can always look at the people I follow and find Lady there, and you will find her tweet about it as well. So do that and enjoy. Okay, now we need to think a little bit here. That way, and then this one up here needs to go that way, and then the rest we will do from the top. I think that's everyone here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call the episode off here, because we have been doing quite a bit of work, and even though I tried to make it a short episode, it turned into a longer one anyway. Boop. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again in the next episode. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye bye for now. Bye.